guitar, you're in the right place. So let's go ahead and get started. We have the metronome, we're all in tune. We have the metronome at 60 beats per minute this morning. No, that was last year, excuse me. We have the metronome at 80 beats per minute. And we'll go ahead and get started. So what we're talking about is a morning ritual warm-up scenario. I warm up every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. here on the interwebs, and I do that for my own benefit, and if you join me, for your benefit as well. And I see brother Raul McQueen is on board this morning, and that is good news. That's what we call good news. So I'm going to go ahead and strap this puppy in. That way I don't fall out. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, people. I have a little bit of a sniffle today, but that doesn't stop us from going. I'm going to turn on my second viewport so I can continue to check out. Oh, whoa, hey, watch out. I can monitor comments more easily that way. So let's go ahead and get started without further ado. There we go. Just testing the old buttons. There we go, and we're off. So let's start with 1 E and a 2, T E and a 4. Just stick it out, stick it out. And I'm using 4 attacks per beat, and you don't have to use 4 attacks per beat if you don't want. You can use 2 attacks per beat or 3 attacks per beat. Whatever works best for you. You can also, good morning, Ned. Yeah, I did sneeze this morning, and we can use fingers, we can use picks, we can use all kinds of things to get our way through this. So let's start. It feels to me like I want to focus on my breath just for a moment. And if you missed all of the 936,000 clicks of 60 beats per minute on season number 1, you can go ahead back to, there's a playlist that's curated for season number 1, Morning Ritual for Guitar Growth. So you can go back and take a look at those. We've come a long way, almost 1 million clicks. Well, it's probably well over 1 million clicks because we practice, we don't practice. We warm up together, and it's typically more than, is typically, especially in the early part of the season, season 1, we had some videos that were 1 hour and 45 minutes long. So, you know, we've got 1 million clicks in us already this past year, 2025. And this year, we're focusing on all of those things that we built in season number 1, such as the good posture, the straight back and strong core, body, and then support. And we arrive at our breath though first. Let's go ahead and keep warming up here. I wanted to talk a little bit about upward pick slant too, as we start to get prepared. We prepare ourselves for greater tempo. You know, we're going to turn it up to 90 here soon. So this requires a lot of personal attention, and that's okay because we're a small but mighty group, and that's why we're here. We are here to continue to grow. You know, whether we're here or not, I imagine that the person who attends these, especially these live chats, I suspect that we're all interested in guitar growth, and we're all interested in observing what it means to be a guitar practitioner longitudinally. And that's cool. So fingers 1 and 4 on frets 7 and 12. I'm just going to lean back for this one a little bit, because that will help to get that expanse of 7 to 12, that 5 fret sort of jump between fingers 1 and 4. And we're going all the way down to, or we went all the way down to position number 1, and we are working our way, or ascending our way back to position number, let's say 9, because that's sort of like the cutoff point for our 10. You know, that's where my that's where my palm meets sort of like the heel joint of the guitar, of this acoustic guitar. If I was playing my old 120th anniversary, I forget now, 200th anniversary, I think, parlor guitar, that's a 12th fret, where the 12th fret connects at the body. So I have quite a bit, the reach is different, but that guitar is really kind of built for a different reason. And I don't think I've used that guitar here yet, so that might come out sooner than later. All right, so who all's here? All right, so we've got Raul, shout out, Jill Bourgeois, channel member, you. Oh yeah. We've got, I rolled out some new benefits to the standard members, and I made another entry-level membership. So if you're just thinking about it and you're kicking the tire a little bit, it's $2.99 a month, I think, or something like that. It's just like a community builder, sort of like you get all kinds of little perks to start out with, and we can kind of feel sort of like, and then you can take a look at the standard members. Got a kind of a boost, a free little boost in the membership level. So there are a few extra things happening there that weren't happening before. So congratulations to us. So we have Kevin Haas, another long-time channel member. We've got Ned Tunes Rock Guitar. Good morning. Robbie's in the house. Robbie Smith, Mr. Smith is in the house. And then we have Raul. All right, so the good mornings are done. Let's go ahead and use fingers 2 and 3. So like I was saying, we want to make preparations for the coming of the 120 beats per minute click, and it's terrifying. It's especially when you're starting to consider, 4 attacks per beat at 120. It can be, it's terrifying for me, so I'm assuming it's terrifying for others, I don't know. Maybe you got it licked, and that's cool. That's really cool. I'm happy that you got it licked, but what's more is that 4 attacks per beat at 120 on the metronome is sort of like a perishable skill. So we want to maintain that, and so we are gradually working up to that this year. This year isn't all about sitting around at, last year we got really familiar with Largo. We got really familiar with, not Florida Largo, not Largo in Florida, but we've got familiar with, what is it, 60 beats per minute. And this year we're getting familiar, we're opening the year, well, we sat for the entire year of 2025 through Largo, through 60 beats per minute. That's right. And this year we're sitting right now happily at 80 beats per minute, and I'm just sort of, I feel like a little bit I'm on screech trying to get these 4 attacks per beat rolling along. But this tempo is good. It's a good melodic tempo, and it helps these melodies and these exercises sort of spring to life. There's no bleak midwinter blues here. It's all about springing to life. Did you ever hear Miles Davis's version of Up Jump Spring? What a beautiful tune. Or Someday My Prince Will Come. Just great musicianship. Let's go ahead and start with fingers 1 and 2 and 4 to complete our 3-finger permutations. Yeah, Any questions relating to the morning ritual? That's cool. You don't have to play 4 attacks per beat. You can easily play 2 attacks per beat, and that is sufficient for getting our minds wrapped around the 80 beats per measure or per minute. 80 beats per measure, right? 80 beats per minute. That is really important to be able to feel what 80 is. You know how what we do is we take a look at this exercise. I always keep this A440 tuning fork handy and put it in my teeth. So every, half hour before I put it in my teeth, I see if I can remember the pitch. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll place the tuning fork, not active, the butt end of it in my mouth, my teeth, so I can hear that vibrates my cranium, but not if it's not active. So what I do is I put it in my teeth, and that tonal memory, that physical memory, informs my tonal memory, and just by having it in my teeth, I can kind of feel, I remember the vibrational pattern of A440. So this is how I get really good pitch, accurate to the half step, so I can remember where I'm going on at any given moment. Strike up the band, right. It's wonderful, it's marvelous. I'm just going to trip a little bit. So if I had this like really cool like this really cool little Miles Davis sort of what is that, all blues. If I had that bass line and I wanted to play that little blues lick on top of it, I've got to re-finger things. Oh, it'll go like this. There's a lot of that kind of stuff going on in the world of guitar, but it's really important to have good relative pitch, right? For me, it's really where the rubber meets the road. So let's go ahead and get back to 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 attacks per beat. Good morning, Kevin. If you haven't already hit the like button for Jason, oh, thank you very much, my friend. Thank you very kindly. So I'm doing a Zoom call at the end of every month, at least once a month. And for standard members, we're going to do like I've decided that we're going to do like a weekly sort of half-hour sesh. I'm going to call it the warm-up sesh one. It's basically to debrief, answer any questions, technical questions that you have. Accumulated over the span of 1 week. We'll try it at the 1 week interval and see if we need to do 1 week. We might need to do once a month instead. But I'll start with a more frequent observation of that. So at the standard, the committed student. I think that that level. You can check out the membership levels. Anyways, what I'd like to do is debrief what we did that previous week, and then kind of outline for certain, just persons who are interested, what's coming up in the upcoming week, because we do a lot of different kind of, we want to absorb other things into our warm-ups other than just kind of like noodling about, dilly-dallying about. So let's go ahead and do this 1, 2, 3 stretch 4. And you can see this half hour. This half hour does go by really, rather quickly. So what I'm used to doing is 1 hour of warm-up. So when I get up in the morning, I like for my warm-up time to be the first guitar time that I'm spending. And then what happens? I feel like a guitar practitioner for the remainder of the day. It makes me feel really good inside to know that I've gotten a good solid start. Yeah, that's right. Let's go ahead and get this over here so that we can see what's going on. Doing the old 4-finger stretch. But I've been sort of getting up, I wake at about 4 or 4:30 a.m. every morning, every morning. And then what I do is I have a guitar, I have an electric guitar that I work on in the morning in the farmhouse kitchen. You light the wood cook stove, get the tea, get the kettle on. And then I set the metronome at 120 in the mornings, just so you know, I'm working on 120 in the mornings, and then I come down to 80 for our time together, because I think it's important to have it be relatable, to have it be approachable. And we want to just not necessarily be able to play all kinds of notes, but what we want to do is feel confident that we can count at all of these different levels of tempo, right? So let's go ahead and do the kickstand exercise together. So we'll kick that first finger back. We're still on 9th position, but we're kicking that first finger back to fret number 8, 10, 11, and 12. So 1 E and 2, 1 C and a 2 C and a 1 C and a 2 C. I'm putting on my shoesies. That's for you, Raul and Joe. And boy, we have a couple of those t-shirts out there. A small handful of those t-shirts out there that are now collectible. As we start to grow, as we start to kick off. I'm having another t-shirt made at the moment. We're just in the middle of the design. I'm going to do this locally, and I'm going to work with a local yokel. So that way, if you do decide to order another t-shirt, it will be mailed, hand packaged by us, and there will be a little something in there for you. But that's not really happening just yet, but coming soon. All right, so another thing that I thought would be really important to do, right, is to work on this idea of, just work on this idea of start to patternize the scale, right? I'm just going to show you one sequence. I'm just going to outline this for you, just bring it to your attention. So that was 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm moving up a third. So we're moving up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, or do, re, mi, fa. How far away is it? So, sol. So we have these really cool intervals that we want to eventually start. And then we want to have these patternized all over the guitar. Fifths are good, So we have fifths, and then we have 6. Then we have sevens as well. Welcome to the land of John Scofield, Mr. John Scofield. So we have this really cool, you know, it would be 1 and then major 7 and then 1, 2 and then minor 7, right? So these are all shapes that we're going to sneak up on. But for now, we're going to use that diagonal pattern. Whew. I was getting pretty tense there for a minute. But don't worry, because we'll do all of these things. All of these things will come in time. You know, we're not in a hurry. Fortunately for you and me, we understand that these things take time. And whether or not we can allocate the time or the fiscal note to the bill is another thing, right? So we tend to prioritize, and whether or not the guitar, you know, becoming excellent and beyond proficient in the world of guitar, you know, whether that bubbles up to the top as a priority or not is totally up to you. It could be up to life, might be beyond our control. Sometimes I feel like it's, you know, life just grabs me by the bullhorns sometimes and says, no, Jason, you are not supposed to be playing the guitar. Do something else with your life. Come on, do something responsible. And then it drives you all over the place. It happens, you know, and it happens. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, then I burned the t-shirt, I ended up buying the t-shirt again, and now I'm stuck with it. Just working on finishing up these arpeggio. Well, it's kind of an arpeggio, isn't it? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up with the pick hand, and then we are working at just kind of that 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1 example right there. So, and the next thing is pentatonics. I really want to keep these clean, but I'm going to start, instead of starting with shape number 1 today like we always do, I'm starting with shape number 5, so that way we can get reverse, get working backwards down the number line to shape number 1. Oh, I see something's coming from Raul here. If this exercise you showed, I do not understand 100% what you were doing. Okay, that's a good, this is good. This is really good exercise. Let me take the last 2 minutes and come back to that, Raul. It's a good one, and it's something that if you want to do all of the work to notate it for yourself, which I would recommend that you do, and once we notate those things for our own self, then it becomes ours, right? And it's not someone else shoveling things down my, you know, you will learn this. And it sort of, it takes shape, it takes the form of ownership, right? And I like the ownership part of this process. Oh no, you can't take that away from me. The way to that. Well, you know, if it turns out I can take that away from me if I don't practice it, because it's a perishable skill. So let's start with, let's use the last 5 minutes to come back to, I wanted to talk about one of the songs that Jill Bourgeois has. I saw a couple of tunes. Jill, could you list one of those songs? Was it a Seeger tune that you were talking about yesterday? I saw it and I haven't been able to look at it since then. I wanted to briefly go through some of those things. So if we do that today or tomorrow, I'd like to incorporate like how to use a song that we want to know or learn and become more close to. how to use that and incorporate that into our actual warm-up instead of calling it a practice session. Yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and, okay, so major scale, let's come back to this just for the moment, because this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, thank you, Jill, I see that. 5, 6, 7, 1. And then 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the major scale, of course, goes infinitely high and infinitely low, blah, blah, blah. But for now, we'll talk about this range on 7th position. 7th position being 7th fret with the first finger. Second finger is playing the C note on fret 8, the low E string. So C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. And then C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Or Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Do, Ti, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do. Or even better, if you're singing the solfege syllables, sing it. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, Ti, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Ti, Re, Do. And then it's a really good idea to match the pitch that you're playing. One, or match the pitch I'm playing. I'm just going to speak to me. I'm going to speak to myself, and it works for me, it'll work for you. So, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, Fa, La, Ti, Do, Ti, Do. When I arrive at Do, I'm also going to play Do again to lock in that tonicize, that tonic moment. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, Do, Ti, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Do. And then Do, Ti, Do. Then we're going above the octave. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, Ti, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Do, Ti, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Do, Re, Ti, Re, Do. So instead of ascending and descending in a linear fashion, we're going to start putting like crooked numbers into it, you know what I mean? So the same thing that you want in a baseball game, you want to see crooked numbers on the scoreboard, right? So we want to see these crooked little pieces going through the scale. So I'm going to kind of like add Do, Re, Mi, Re, Do. And I think it starts with this, right? Instead of playing the scale up and down, this really nice, Do, Re, Mi, Re, Do, Re, Mi, Re, Do, Re, Mi, Re, Do, Re, Mi, Re, Do, and then Re, Mi, Fa, Re, Mi, Fa, Re, no, Re, Mi, Fa, Mi, 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 and then Mi, Fa, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Sol, Fa, Mi, and so on. Modulate and all kinds of other things. And here we go, Kevin. Mark, we'll see you later. And if you slow down speedy rock and roll leads, they can sound like a nursery rhyme type thing. Yes, correct. Have a good one, Mark. Have a good one, Kevin. Thank you very much for being here, everybody. So we'll continue. We'll pick up more tomorrow, and to mitigate the risk of running late, which I don't like to do, because your time is valuable. and we only have a finite amount of it. So go ahead and practice your guitar today. Do something fun for yourself and nice for others, and praise the Lord. All right, I'll talk to you. I've got Danny Boy, and then there was another one. I'll have to go back and see that list, but I hope you all have a super day. Until we meet again, I wish you all happy picking.